Hey folks, Dagan here, and you join me today at Yamaha's beautiful headquarters, joined by the wonderful Luke Burley.
Hi all.
From Yamaha, with the equally as wonderful Line 6 Helix Stadium. Now, I've wanted to see this for years. I've been dying for Helix to do something because I'm a long-time lover, user and abuser of the Helix. It's about time you did something new, and boy, there's some features.
Yeah.
There are some features. So if you wouldn't mind talking us through this lovely piece of kit today,
So essentially, it's a whole new piece of kit. Although what they've done, they've taken what worked so well. Because like you've used the Helix for a long time. I know you have, as have I. And everything that's good about that, they've kept, such as the floor plan. They've made it actually a bit smaller, but the way the pedals are set up, they've kept. The way it's used is, the way you dial in your tones is basically the same, but actually underneath that is a whole new piece of kit. So we've got an 8-inch touchscreen, which is here to make things a lot easier for you. We've actually got 2 more knobs at the bottom as well, which for those that old school people that want to be able to dial in as they do, and are used to things like the snapshots and how you set those, you use those as well. It's also got this new 64-point floating architecture. Not even sure what that means, but I think
sounds fancy.
It's fancy.
Sounds fancy.
But it just means it's a really very, very clever piece of kit, and it's very future-proofed. So, but the main thing that we all want to hear really and talk about is the Agoura software and the Agoura amps. So the Agoura, the way it's done now, it's and there's been loads of videos out there about this, but it's basically the complete interaction, push and pull of every component within an amp. So
that was the whole point of the original Helix as well. Like I remember talking to Hindmarsh back in the day when he was on about the Univibes. And how it was component driven, like that they modelled light bulbs for that kind of weird thing. And so if it was more than just creating a capture of a tone, it was crafting the entire tone. So expanding on that for the new one is crazy.
It is. And the thing is that they got to the point with the OG Helix where basically they'd really maxed out a lot of the DSP and stuff like that because they'd really gone into it. So now they're able to go to the next level, the new generation. And it's the way it push-pulls. And even if you try a different cab with an amp you're used to, obviously it's going to sound a little bit different because you've got a different cab, but then the amp feels different. And we've talked about this, everyone's talked about it, but it is the feel that is different. It feels like a real amp.
Can I just start by saying as well, I'm really pleased you haven't reinvented the wheel.
Correct.
Like, again, as a long-time Helix guy, you've just expanded on everything and kept the main features which people love, but just massively expanded because it's 10 years old, the Helix now. Well, 11 years old technically. Yeah,
we launched this officially on the 10th anniversary of the original, and you know what, Eric Klein and all the others, they said that the community of users of the Helix gave them so much feedback in those 10 years that it was easy to know what they wanted to bring to the table with this, and also what they wanted to keep. Things like the ins and outs. You've got 2 instruments this time, but you've got 4 effects loops, different arrays of outs for if you're running a cab on stage and you want to go out to the PA. All of that they've kept, and if anything, they've upgraded. So the ins and outs are upgraded now. They're absolutely top level. So even the old amps that aren't Agoura in here still sound better because of that. Do you know what? It's future-proof. All the stuff that we can now update and put into it, it's not overriding the system. It's got so much more to give as well. I mean, to be honest, at the end of the day, what people want to do, they want to hear it. This is what it's about. It's about hearing it and feeling it. So, Dagan, if you're okay to play us some stuff, this is a Soldano.
What's that? What are you doing?
Sorry.
That's something new.
This is the best thing since sliced bread, in my opinion. It's called the Focus View, and what it does it takes all these 5 different settings within reason of an amp or effect, anything that we have on here, and you can dial in, just by moving your finger, all these different settings. If you notice down the bottom, it changes as you go. So we start fresh and clean. It's on the normal channel there. And as I move this gently, things change slightly incrementally, but then it goes to these different settings. So what it does, it gives you a platform in which to then deep dive into the sound that you want to get. Again, it's about getting the tone that you want.
With these amps and with these effects and stuff, we touched on earlier talking about this. I can see, we've both been in the industry for a while. We know how everything works. But sometimes I see a setting and I'm like, what the hell is a sag? What the hell is this? What is that? So instead of, I'm guessing, fiddling with settings you're not too sure on, you use this control to just, by your ear, get the tone you want.
So
and it changes everything in real time as well, doesn't it?
It does. It's a jumping off platform, but if you just say you wanted to change the sag, but you didn't know what it did, you'd actually, if you touch this, it tells you what it does at the top. So it can go into detail, because there are a lot of things on here that I've never seen in real life, you know, especially some of the Line 6 originals.
What's ripple? Why is ripple on a Soldano?
Exactly. Well, because if you think about it, all of these bits here...
But that makes sense now, it's written down in front of you.
There you are. But these are things that you could have gone to like one of these amp modders for and said, I love my amp, but I want a little bit more something. And that's when they deal with this and they change it slightly. So you really have all of that thrown in. But also, have you seen the hype function?
What is hype? I mean, the hype sounds fantastic.
He does. I mean, who doesn't need more hype in their life? But
that's the last thing I need.
So hype basically is if you have it off, it's the amp as it is. That's the original amp. As if you were standing in a room, it was there. Because some amps, we're used to hearing them, but we're used to hearing them gone through a studio setting or a live setting where it's gone through a sound man. So if you have the hype off, it's the amp as dry and as original as it is.
That's the way the world is now, though. Like, everyone knows these Soldano captures or 800s or Friedmans or whatever. Not by the actual amp. They know them from the captures and the models and stuff, so...
And I think the biggest amp to sort of go through that, really, is the Plexi, because so many people have had the Plexi. You talk about Eddie. I mean, we're both Van Halen nuts, and... but the Plexi and the amps that he played on the original albums, if you actually have a Plexi, and you had it here set up in this room today, we'd both, one, be deaf, but two, it would be overpowering, a little bit disappointing in some respect, because it's so raw. And what the hype does, basically, as you play, I'm going to move this cross bit. It's almost like the sound man is going, I'm going to change this, do this, add compression, and move it. So as you play. One thing
it's like adding a little bit of seasoning.
Exactly, it is.
And you can feel it under your fingertips as well. It's more than just an audible thing. You can feel it when you play. Like, it gives you more...
It's easier to play.
Yeah, it gives you more confidence to just dig in and hold the note a bit longer than you normally would by, say, like a Plexi. You know, this isn't a Plexi, but like, it would give you that kind of confidence to just grab on and hold a bit more.
It's another jumping point to get to the tone that you want. So I personally love this. I think when I'm with a band and you use this, it helps it sit in the mix as well.
It's like a sweetener.
It is, yeah, it is. And it's like having a really good sound man.
And I'm guessing because this is Helix, you can set this as a snapshot to maybe have a snapshot where the solo turns the hype up and then it's down. It's ridiculous. We're not going to go massively in depth with how Helix quintessentially works, but through snapshots and stuff, we all know this already, but
if you just
that's
consider,
really cool.
It's just, everything we've done here is just to make it as easy and as fast for you to get the sound that you want. And then to, you know, maybe use some advice from professionals who set some settings in here, things like that, just so you can get the best sound of an amp that you want and not be disappointed because you put a Dumble on there and suddenly it's really difficult to play because Dumbles are a nightmare to play.
They're loud and unforgiving. People don't realise that Dumbles are loud and unforgiving, but I'm guessing with this, with the hype, it's just nice and smooth.
Exactly. So that's some of the features we get. And if you look at this focus view, if you do on things like delays as well, it gives you...
Oh, so it's not just amps?
No, it's on everything. So as you play, I'll turn it on, and this will go, we'll start at signal slap. And then longish delay. It goes on forever, I don't need to tell you what that does. Then rhythm dual, so if you want to beat the edge.
That kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, but it's everything in between. It's not just these 5, it's every little step in between.
Like I was saying before, like the ripple, you'd go to an amp modder and be like, I want more ripple in my amp.
Yeah.
These are the daft guitar terms that people use just to try and describe the tone that's in their head.
Yeah.
So the fact you can just blend between them is wonderable.
Yeah, I mean, trying to describe sounds and flavours is very difficult.
Yeah.
But, I think they've done quite a good job here. And also, in the future, and one of the future updates, you're actually going to be able to change these originally yourself. So you can put your own settings in and then go around if that's what you want to do. And you can do that for every effect you've got on here, even things like your reverb, your choruses, well, everything.
Everything. So, very powerful. It does a lot. Before we get into the nitty-gritty with some extra things, can we hear some of the new amp models?
Yeah.
Because that's what everyone wants to hear.
They do. So let's just turn this delay off for now. We'll go to the amps.
So we're still on the Soldado now?
We are. Are we okay to go to my favourite?
Is it the Jubilee?
No, it's the Plexi. I love the Plexi. Now the master in theory is on full, so you've got that really pushed amp setting, but if I do this again, we can go through, start up here, because the Plexi on full is a beast. I mean, this is what you'd be used to. So if you play, this is what Plexi should sound like when everything's on 10. It's absolutely filthy.
It's got that grit though, like the Helix is great.
Yeah.
But this is just,
it's immediately. You play it, it's immediately there. It feels like an amp, and you know, when we turn speakers up, so we're using PA speakers in here as well as an amp, even through a PA speaker, it feels like there's an amp in the room somewhere. Yeah. So with the hype off at the moment, we're playing a Plexi. It's a Plexi that people are, 90% of people are probably used to hearing.
Yeah.
Back to quite a bare.
Still a great sounding Plexi.
It's one of my favourites. Yeah, we mentioned the Jubilee. So Jubilee, very famously used by Joe Bonamassa / got that feeling to it.
Yeah. The Jubilee's quite a hard thing to nail as well.
Yeah, it's got those mids. It's all the mids, and but without being pushy.
Yeah.
It's without being muddy, I suppose. And again, you've got the hype function.
All the hype stuff.
Put it like that, even though he didn't use it on this, that's a very appetite destruction sound for me. I know he didn't use a Jubilee on that,
It's good, mate.
It's so good. I love it.
That's really good.
And then if we go back to the cleaner stuff, so we look at this. This is based on a Princeton. This is a really nice amp. So it's cleaner.
It feels like there's a small amp in the room, which kind of they fight back with you. These small amps.
Yeah. No, we're talking about the cab and stuff. The cabs also have this focus switch on, so you can move everything around as you go, which I find really useful. If you want to be able to just dial something in and you're used to being in a studio, putting a mic in it, you can do that, you can move the mic. If you're one of these people that wants to spend hours dialing in your tone, then this is so good. But also at the same point, if you're someone who just wants an immediate tone, this works as well, being able to do this.
I will say this is wasted on me, because with my Helix, I never mess with this kind of stuff, because it is just plug in and play and you get a great sound regardless. I might add a little bit of mids and take some bass off or whatever, or like cut the highs like in the Global EQ, but I never delve with this. But it's nice to know that it's there. It just in case, just a little, it's nice to know that it's there, just in case. But I know people do get so in depth. Like people really hone their tone in with these guys.
Completely, and I think, people that might be trying to recreate a recorded sound that they may have done themselves, or they're trying someone else, this is where they can really dial in those nuances. If you knew, like, we talk about Eddie using a 57 in one room on a V30, you can use those, you can dial it in and get that, and I think this is a beautiful way of doing it. So, sorry, that was that. I've gone off-piste a little bit there.
No, there's so much to talk about, so yeah.
Other amps that, this is it, a bit of Brian. So what I've done, I've kept the add cab block on, so it's actually automatically changing the cab as well.
And I noticed that that's two separate blocks now, where in the original Helix, the amp and cab, when you picked that as one, it was one
Yeah, we have.
And luckily, there's enough DSP in this.
There's tons of DSP, and to be honest with you, the tones outweigh the having two separate blocks.
Yeah. That is crispy. Like I saw you sneaking up the crispy. That is crispy.
It is. For us that grew up listening to Queen and the way that Brian May did that, you know, his clean tones came exactly from that, as a lot of them did back then. But you know, that's a very distinctive clean sound. Is the AC30?
It just cuts straight through. A lot of cleaner volume down AC30s just kind of take the gain off a bit.
Yeah.
But you need that kind of clarity and crispness.
Yeah. We could always just be cheeky and just.
Oh, so good, mate.
Now, what else we got that might be of interest? Bit of. So here we go. We put it on the Mesa Boogie.
This is an amp I'm not too familiar with. I've never really been a small like box Mesa guy, but I know it's quite a hard tone to nail.
It is, and I think the people that use this are this particular amp. They're die-hard fans.
They love talking about how the tone stack goes before the preamp section.
All of that.
They love that kind of stuff. Yeah.
They will know if it's not good.
Yes.
So you know, put it in the comments. I'm sure it will please, because it sounds great to me. I mean, you can get your Dream Theater stuff from this. I mean, it's massive.
It sounds like a massive Mesa to me. Like, it sounds like a massive Mesa to me. I'm not John Petrucci. I'm not going to rip out loads of Dream Theater Rex. That you can do if you want.
I'm all right, thanks, yeah.
But yeah, that sounds damn good.
Yeah, and we haven't got the ringing in our ears that we would normally have if we had an actual one of these amps.
Of course, yeah.
Which is good for us that are going deaf. Right, let's have a look at other amps. So here we are. So one of my favourites. So this is based on the EVH. This is the red channel. Yeah. Blue channel's a little less, but the red channel I just find absolutely immense.
Notes in there somewhere. I know people are going to be watching this sat on the toilet at work through their phone speakers.
Yeah.
If you're yet to try a Helix Stadium in person, please get to your local shop and try one out. Everything's linked in the description box down below, so obviously you can get yourself one. But in person, this is, it's making the hairs on my neck just tingle slightly. Like I said at the start, it's reinventing the wheel, but you haven't changed so much that it's different. Everything's just kind of expanded, and the frequencies have went from like that to that.
Correct. Yeah, so
really impressive.
It is really good, and a few of the other features. I mean, I know we're going through the amps at the moment, but talking of frequencies, we do on our Global EQ. We've used a lot of PA technology here to show you how to do it. But if you're going to a venue and you know the bass is absolutely kicking too much, instead of going through each patch and changing it or asking the sound man to do it, you can just put a low bypass, high bypass there, and it goes through fine. You can change your EQs as going along. But
I mean, that's like Fractal, Neural DSP, Kemper. They're not tied to a company like Yamaha, like Line 6s. So when it comes to homing your tone in through taking the PA tech into something like this, no other brand has that.
No.
When it comes to like really homing your frequencies in.
Exactly that, and they think a lot about that. They think about the fact this isn't just a piece of equipment that's going to go on the stage for this person on stage. They're thinking about the end sound, the sound that the audience are going to hear, and how it's going to fit in with the band. Because you know the best amp in the world can sound really good on its own, and then you put a drummer, a bassist, and a key player, and then suddenly it's disappeared. Whereas when you've got something like this, you can just push it through the mix. So and you don't have to put a block at the end of each path either to do it. You just put it on globally, and you've got that there. So I just wanted to show you that before we carry on. Looking at these beautiful amps.
Yeah, we'll do a few more amps, then we'll delve a bit deeper into some more fancy features.
A bit more gain here. So this is the Bogner.
This up as well?
Yeah.
Actually, can we quickly look at the tuner?
Yeah,
it's okay. Has the tuner changed much for the new Helix?
The tuner has actually.
Excellent.
They've changed the screen. You in E or E flat? You're in E. Oh,
I'm in E now.
You're in E. Yeah, they've changed the way the screen works. It's much better in sunlight. So you're on stage. And you're doing an outside gig, you can actually see it. Plus we've also got the strobe effect as well, which I find really good to get really accurate. Especially as they say, on the fly, when you're trying to be really quick. Seeing that green pop up is a lot easier. At the end of the day, tuning on stage should be one of the most minimal things you're doing.
Yes, and the same as the regular Helix, you can change it from 440 to whatever you want, and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, exactly, and it's really, really efficient.
Yeah. So, more amps.
More amps. So this is your favourite amp. So this is the JCM 800. I think the old school amps that are in here that haven't been yet changed, I still think they sound better because the ins and outs are better.
Yeah.
But that's something for other people to decide as well. I personally love them, so. Let's go with the high watt. So this is nice. I really like the high watt personally.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's so good and it's so responsive. Such a responsive amp. A bit like the Fender Bassman. So this is such a good amp. And this is, I believe that the Dumbles were based off the Bassman, if I'm right, or something similar.
I believe so, yeah.
It's got that sort of. It's a beautiful amp, a little bit harder to play, but the tones that you get are amazing.
Yeah.
So.
Adds a little bit of something, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit of Dumble, shall we say?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
What's not to love about that, man?
I know. So do you want to look at some of the effects?
Yes, that's a nice little smattering of some amps. Let's delve a bit deeper into some of the effects as well.
So the effects are just the same in terms of the way that you can do them. You can still use the focus on them, but if we come here, there's a picture graphic of each one that it is, so it gives you an idea of what it is. And also if you tap on it, it tells you down here what it's based on.
Oh, cool, that's a nice little feature, yeah.
Yeah, because we've never hidden that these are inspired by or they're copied.
It's always in the manual.
It's always there. But it's nice for you to know when you're doing it, so you can go along. But obviously you've got mono, but then you've got, if you want to just go to the stereo ones, if you're doing a stereo patch, so you say you're doing the ping pong. So it's got the ping pong under the stereo, or the legacy, so these are obviously the pre ones, and these are a lot of our own ones. But the same sort of thing we were talking about earlier, about if you go into it and there's different effects, you don't know what they do. Now, I personally find that's where this really comes in use.
Right.
Because some of these effects I've never seen in real life. And you're looking at this, okay, that makes sense to me, and I can change it and I can get it to the sound that I want. So this is a nice ping pong delay. Changing time.
As you do.
mad.
With that as well, I am recording completely in stereo, so if you have got headphones to hand, pop some headphones on.
Now, a dual delay, so we can get that sort of Eddie tone that you use on his later albums. And now a bit,
What's not to love about
a bit of Andy Timmons with a chorusy version.
You can't say Andy Timmons and I'm going to try and play. I'll play that in ages.
No one can play like Andy Timmons. Only Andy Timmons can play like Andy Timmons.
Something like that, isn't it?
Exactly.
But it sounds great regardless.
But it's not just the delays, obviously. If you wanted to put a block in, you've got so many different things. So you've got all the different reverbs as before, and then you've got them in stereo, and then the legacy. We've added a few new ones, which are nice. Distortion is exactly the same. So we go through, and you'd have seen them in the list view. That's how you'd have seen them in the old one.
Yep.
But with this now, you've got the pictures, and it tells you what they are. These are great. Same with the modulations. I was telling you that earlier. My personal favourite. I think this is just the best sounding pedal in the world anyway, but the way they've modelled it, it's so chewy.
I will say, as much as I love my Helix,
yes,
I love the phaser in it.
Yeah.
I do often see people using a phaser alongside the Helix. As great as the phaser is in the regular Helix, but I do see phasers more than I do like delays or choruses and stuff, so it's been revamped and remodeled for the stadium.
And I've been guilty of that myself. I just find it so chewy. So the Phase 90 that you expect, you know, this is the Eddie sound to me.
The tune.
It's there, isn't it? It's what you want. And just as, you know, if you want to change it around, you just move it literally by pushing it across. One thing I suppose what I haven't shown you as well is the ability to do separate paths as you go along. So you can have as many as you like separate paths. I mean, what I like to use that is on the delays and the reverbs. So if I was to do it with this.
Is that an undo button as well?
That is an undo button and a redo button. And I don't know if you've noticed as well, but there's a time next to it as well.
Yeah, casually before, someone walked in the room and Luke was like, oh yeah, what time are you going for lunch? I'll just check my Helix. Instead of doing this or checking his phone, I'll just check my Helix, see what time it is.
I'm line 6 to the core. But I tell you what is good with this as well, you can actually have it as a timer, a stopwatch if you want. So you've got 45 minutes set. Yeah, you have that on.
It's the little things. It's the little things, mate.
It's designed by musicians for musicians, and I really love that because I've been known to actually have a clock on my pedal board and couldn't ever see it. Ridiculous, don't know why I bothered. So what I've done now, I've just put your delay and reverb in parallel.
Right.
But you don't have to have the one pass, so what you can do, if I just get rid of that casually.
You swipe it off the screen?
Swipe it off the screen. So what I'm going to do is add a drive pedal. So just add the kinky boost for a second, and then you can actually have more than one parallel path. So now what I've got the tube screamer and then the kinky boost both joining here, going into the same amp, coming out, and then you've got the delay in one path and the reverb in the other, because that's what you do in the studio with the delays and the reverb. You have those separate, not running into each other. So it just produces a different sound.
And with the boost as well, it's an interesting way of, you can't really do this with a pedal board because you normally stack your drives, like stack your boosts, but have them run parallel into the front of an amp is...
Turn one off and have one run and one not, and then you've got your original sound and your parallel path drive.
Oh, so there's a dry signal as well.
So
hell yeah.
It's just different. You know, you don't have to do that. It's just, this gives you the opportunity to do anything that you think you'd like to try on a pedal board, but you haven't got the money to go and invest in X, Y's.
And you can't break anything?
No.
You can't break it. You can experiment, you can run cabs in front of things and just click undo.
That's it, that's it. So there's loads of different things you can do with this, but you know, it's the same as the old one in terms of the fact that it's where your mind gets to. If you can think of it, you can pretty much do it with this. And we've also added things, you know, the EQ blocks are really nice, the graphic EQ. If you do that, it brings it up. which is good. Where's the parametric? The parametric, bring it up. It brings it up just like the other one, so you can...
like the global.
Exactly. Which is just really good, and it gives you your ins and outs as well, so you can see if you're boosting it too much. Because sometimes, you know, if you're playing with an EQ, you're not sure about it, you boost it too much, suddenly your amp starts crackling, you're like, why is that? So you can look at it. And then obviously you've got all the wahs and stuff like that, which on the last Helix I thought were good, but they're so much better on this one as well.
Can we talk about the wah pedal itself?
Yes.
Because it is quite differently redesigned. And I'm not going to lie, when I saw pictures of it, I was like, that is somewhat of a downgrade. Because I really enjoyed the original Helix wah.
Really
until you sit and touch it and play it.
It's
and it's like, it feels like a proper, because you're so used to the original Helix. This feels like an expression pedal.
It does, and
more
actually,
so than the original one.
You've also got this. It clicks on and off.
It clicks like an actual...
Even the sound, it sounds like a proper...
So it's not a little soft rubber button, it's a proper click.
Proper click. So you can feel when you put your wah pedal on or whatever pedal it is. So it's really good. And they've taken the inspiration and the comments from people over the years to do that. It's solid, it's very solid, it's not going to let you down. Yeah,
it's the first thing I noticed was like the first thing I wanted to see and feel in person was the expression pedal, and it's really not let us down. It's wonderful. So yeah, I got this from Lindy from the band Him.
Yes.
He's a huge bass wah guy. That little white pedal on stage, and it just blows people's minds. Yeah.
So I've tried this, and this is now becoming one of my favourite wahs.
That's what I love about the bass wah. You get that massive sub drop at the start.
It's so good. It's such a good pedal, and it really works. So there we are. That's a lot of the features and the sounds and the different effects we've got, but they're only going to keep adding to them. So every update you do, and updating, and you know, it's so easy now. You go here when you're logged onto the Wi-Fi, and it could be your phone. You just go here and you download. If it's got a red dot there, you know you've got an update to do, and it just does it. You don't need to connect to any of the software. It does it itself. And currently I've got my Bluetooth connected, so you can play backing tracks through if you want, and you can control the volume of those.
Once you just play Spotify on your phone and have it blasting through the...
Yeah, so I have a... I'm not sure if this will get us taken off YouTube, but just a bit of Van Halen playing in the background. It's not a backing track, but you can play it through there. And you know, if you're doing parties and stuff like that, and you want to be using that in between sets, how easy is it just to have it coming out the PA then?
That's absolutely insane.
Yeah, and it is good.
We could be here for hours talking about all the ins and outs, but I think that's probably all
for now,
the main things that you'd want to, for now.
For now, there's so many updates coming out and stuff that we can't talk about. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait for things like the expander, because I use the Variax, thank you. I should know that name. For certain bands, and having that connection in the Helix has been great. It really works.
You can run that with the cabs as well, can't you?
Yeah. So all of the power cabs, it'll be able to turn those around like they were before and use the L6 connectivity. And do you remember the Dream Rig we used to have?
The little black and gold.
Yeah, so we had the DT, and you'll be able to connect into those. Nice. I've still got one of those, which is brilliant. So it changes the output, the Class A, Class AB, things like that. But that will be coming out. But there's other updates as well, which would be great to talk about. And the showcase, next time you're down, we'd love to go through the showcase, get some backing tracks in there.
Hell yeah,
get you
definitely.
Playing to some. But let's be honest, people just want to hear you playing and hear the tunes now.
Exactly, yeah. Those are some of the bells and whistles, the most important bells and whistles in my opinion. Like I keep saying, it does so much more than we're talking about today. So for everything else with the Helix Stadium, everything's in the description box just down there. Luke, thanks for showing us through this wonderful thing.
Oh, mate, it's been a pleasure.
Cheers, dude. Catch you next time.
Thank you.